Good evening. Welcome to the May 19th, 2025 meeting of the Library Board. Will the staff secretary call the roll, please?
Maria Fisk.
Present.
Barbara Fulmer.
Present.
Nora Perella.
Present.
Kayla Scott.
Present.
Eileen Speaker.
Here.
Bianca Unidad.
Present.
Will Board Member Bianca Unidad please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Good evening. Welcome to the May 19th, 2025 meeting of the Library Board. Will the staff secretary call the roll, please?
Maria Fisk.
Present.
Barbara Fulmer.
Present.
Nora Perella.
Present.
Kayla Scott.
Present.
Eileen Speaker.
Here.
Bianca Unidad.
Present.
Will Board Member Bianca Unidad please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Good evening. Welcome to the May 19th, 2025 meeting of the Library Board. Will the staff secretary call the roll, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the secretary read the procedures for addressing the Library Board today?
Citizens addressing the board during public comment are asked to approach the podium and are limited to 3 minutes unless extended by the chair, and must be regarding items that are not listed on the agenda and are with the city's jurisdiction. The Brown Act does not permit any action or discussion on items not listed on the agenda. No action will be taken on items addressed under public comments.
Thank you. I will now open public comment. Thank you. I will close public comment. All right, next on the agenda is item 5.1, the approval of minutes from the March 24th, 2025 board meeting. Let everybody take a peek. Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve the minutes.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Next on the agenda is item 5.2, library fines and fees with City Librarian Narinder Sufi.
Thank you, Board. I'm your City Librarian, Narinder Sufi. This report, I just want to give you the overview of library fines and fees policy we have in place right now. It's the current fee structure which we have. The library charges various fines and fees related to overdue, lost, or damaged items, as well as printing services. The details are below. So overdue fines, like 25 cents per day per item.
It's item 5.
Damaged and lost items charged at the full replacement cost of the item. Collection processing fee, the accounts which are not cleared and have over 25 in unpaid fines for 60+ days, we refer those ones to the collections agency. Printing cost is 20 cents per page for black and white and 50 cents for color page. Purpose of overdue fines. The primary purpose of overdue fine is to encourage timely return of library materials, ensuring fair access for all patrons by promoting accountability. We aim to maintain equitable use of shared community resources. Financial impact. Fines and fees currently account for approximately 14% of the library's materials budget. This revenue goes back into the acquisitions and the maintenance of our collections. Fine avoidance options. We recognize that fines can sometimes create barriers to library access. To address this, we have implemented several user-friendly options that allow patrons to avoid fines entirely. Initial loan period, materials are checked out for 3 weeks. Renewals, items may be renewed up to 3 additional 3-week periods online or by phone, provided no other patrons has placed a hold. Extended use, after 12 weeks, if an item is still not on hold, patrons may bring it into the library, check it out again, and restart the 12-week borrowing cycle. Courtesy reminders. Email reminders are sent to patrons before the items are due to help manage renewals proactively. This approach balances flexibility for patrons with the library's responsibility to steward public materials responsibly and ensure the broad access. Future considerations. As part of our ongoing commitment to enhancing access and service, the library continues to evaluate its policies. While we are not yet prepared to implement any changes regarding fines and fees in fiscal year 26, we remain actively engaged in analyzing relevant data and exploring alternative revenue sources and cost-saving strategy to support a potential transition in the future. In parallel, we are also assessing the technical, operational, and logistical implications of such a policy shift to ensure that, if pursued, the transition is both effective and seamless. Given the scope and the significance of the change of this nature, it is essential that we proceed with careful analysis and thorough planning. This concludes my report, and I welcome any questions you may have with regard to this policy.
Thank you. I'd like to open this to the board for comment.
So you mentioned alternative strategies. What might those be?
Many libraries kind of in California are now going fine-free. So they are looking at like if we can have no fines for children, or we can have entirely eliminate the fines. So we are no different. We are also looking at that, like how we can support that here.
So if you mentioned that the fines are part of strategy to help people bring things back so others can borrow them. If we went to a no-fine strategy, how would we maintain that encouragement to provide fair use for everyone at the library?
And I think those are the things which we really need to explore more. We need to look at that, how our systems will support that.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that the schedule was shown below, but we actually don't have the same piece of paper you're looking at.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I should have given this report to you guys. Yes. And I will circulate this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just one question. So we do have that kind of fail-safe baked in with the renewals if nobody has that same item on hold. Do you know how often that system is utilized by people who want to renew online so that they don't receive fines?
Yeah, many people renew their items, yeah. It's available because people can do it online. People can call us and we can renew them too. There's another option. Sometimes people kind of take advantage of that too. If they call us for some reason, they are not able to bring their books where they have reached the maximum limit, staff is still available and they can look into it. If it's not reserved by someone else, they will renew it again. Right. So yeah, there are many people most people use it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what percentage is spent on collections?
I don't have that figure in front of me, but I can definitely provide that.
I wonder how much of the 14% kind of gets eaten up by the overhead of having to go through collections.
We do, our collections budget, again, as I said, I don't have the exact figure, but it was over 400,000.
Wow. I don't know how to put that into context, but thank you.
I will provide you the kind of the total amount. So the fines budgeted last year in our budget was about 60,000.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to open this, or I'd like to close board comment, and I'd like to open this to public comment. Come on up.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, good evening.
Very nice to meet you all. Thanks for having me. Thank you, Narinda, for inviting me, encouraging me to come. Can you all hear me okay? So, yeah, thank you for having me and being open to my opinions and my ideas. I am a voice from the public in favor of a fine-free model, so just wanting to share some of my points on that. So a little bit about me. I grew up here, third generation Roseville resident. Really happy to be raising my child here. And I grew up in the Central Branch. I loved it. I love that place. I still love it. I love the wood. I love the design. I love everything about it. And now I live right near my ideal librarian, so I love going there with him. So I think that I'm going to try to make my points concise since I think I don't have much time, but I think that fines really matter even though they're really small. And I really appreciate that, as Narendra was mentioning, there's already very generous and thoughtful policies in place to help prevent fines, but still families get fined, right? And I think that that's just a discouragement from using the library. And like, that's just not what we want, right? I've spoken with parents, like kind of informally, who are definitely in favor of a fine-free model and who would use the library more if there was a fine-free model. And I've also talked to a few librarians who also agree that it just doesn't feel right to be fining families. So the reality about the money piece is that, as Narendra mentioned, it's about $60,000 a year that the library gets from fines, which, you know, I know that probably for the library that sounds huge because it kind of is. But in the grand scheme of the Roseville budget, it's really a drop in the bucket. I think it's like 0.01% of the budget. In a city that spends over $50 million on the police department and like $90 million on public works, like it feels like there's got to be somewhere we can pull that $60,000 from in order to not have like a punitive funding model for the library. And so a lot of cities have already done this, as you mentioned. A lot of Californian cities have already done this. And the research actually shows that it doesn't reduce the returns, and it doesn't reduce the use of the library. It actually improves circulation, and more important than that, like improves, I think, community trust. So that's really awesome. And so, again, I'm just going to try to be concise. I actually have a letter for you all that I can give you with some more information, but I'm just here to advocate for the removal of overdue item fees, not lost item fees. I do think that there should be a fee for lost items, and I think that that should be waived when they're returned. But that's what I'm advocating for a fine-free model. And specifically for babies and children's materials. If this is something that you can't implement for every material, I can understand maybe a step-by-step process where, at least for babies and children's materials, that there would be no fines. And I know that you all don't have the power to make those decisions too, but I know that you are a channel to the City Council, and I think that if you all support this idea of a fine-free model, especially for children's and babies' books, that at least can be kind of a step forward in that. And I would love to also be present and advocate for that with you all if that's something that you all agree with. So just to summarize this, you know, this is a really small action, a small step, a small amount of money, but it has a really big message. It basically says that, you know, we believe as a city that access to knowledge is not a privilege, and that it shouldn't be based on your ability to pay anything, and that we value that access over any type of punitive funding. And I think that's a really powerful message for a town that's already really well known for being a great place to raise a family. It says that even more. Like, this is a wonderful place to raise a family. So I just ask for your support in making our libraries more welcoming, more equitable, and more open. So thank you again for listening to my ideas. And if I can I pass this letter around? Okay, great. I only have 7 now.
Give it to the board.
I'll do every other one, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know how many.
You want me to do it? I can. Yeah, the board.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming, and thank you for bringing your son. I love that he gets to see his mom stand up and use her voice, and we really appreciate you being a resident and coming and visiting us and telling us what you've got on your mind. So thank you very, very much. I was going to read. So while we can't permit any action or discussion on these items that aren't listed on the agenda, we can always put them on another agenda for another meeting, and we would love to have you back when that happens. But next up, we have agenda item 5.3, Library Summer Reading Program 2025 with Library Supervisor Cambria Evans and Librarian Nathan Garcia.
Good evening. It's good to see you all. I always worry that this isn't going to pick me up. Okay. Again, by way of introductions, I'm Cambria Evans. I'm the library supervisor in charge of programming and community engagement. And then again, to my left is programming librarian Nathan Garcia. And we are delighted to share with you this evening some of our highlights for the coming Summer Reading Challenge this year. Like all of our other library programming, the Summer Reading Challenge is generously supported through the incredible partner organization, the Friends of the Roseville Public Library, who we publicly would like to thank for their support. So, why summer reading? First, let's take a look at why summer reading is so important. Children who do not engage in reading over summer can lose up to 3 months of reading progress during summer break. This has been termed the summer slide. It's notorious amongst librarians. Studies have shown that students who read 4 or more books over the summer are more likely to maintain or improve their reading skills, which is one of the main objectives for library summer reading programs. 95% of public libraries offer summer reading programs. Similarly, the American Library Association has recognized libraries play a vital role in enhancing the reading development of children and teens by providing summer reading programs. Not only because libraries offer summer reading programs, but because they offer equitable access to a variety of reading materials in different languages, formats, and interests to support the goals of reading and to engage even reluctant readers. One study showed that students who attend summer reading programs achieved 20 to 30% improvement in math and reading skills compared to students who did not participate in reading programs. Summer reading not only prevents or lessens learning loss, it also cultivates a positive relationship between children and reading by fostering positive library experiences as well as supporting imagination, curiosity, and exploration. Bringing this all a little more back to home to Roseville, in summer of 2024, our summer reading program gave out 5,300 reading logs to children ages 0 to 5 and 2,168 logs collectively to teens and adults. Each log represents either a new or continuing participation in the program for a grand total of 7,474 participants, which is a lot of reading engagement. And this year we want to make it even more. It's time for us to level up.
So with that framework in mind for context, let's take a look at what we have in store for participants this year during the summer reading program. So as you can see, Summer Reading Challenge will start June 2nd through August 2nd. Our evergreen theme is Read, Imagine, Explore. Every year, the library's official annual summer reading club theme is Read, Imagine, Explore. To keep things fresh, though, we decorate and plan some activities around the I Read theme, which is the nationwide nonprofit summer reading program that California State Library uses. The I Read theme for this year is Level Up at Your Library and features the use of puzzles and games to help keep growing minds engaged in learning throughout the summer and maintain a fun theme. Games support problem solving, sequence thinking, social and imaginative play, wordplay, etc., which will pair well with our summer reading challenges and goals to engage minds of all ages. Wordplay is crucial in early literacy as it directly impacts a child's developing phonological awareness, vocabulary, and communication skills. Through engaging in activities like rhyming, alliteration, and word games, children learn to manipulate sounds and words, which is a foundational skill for reading and writing. Another thing that we'll be having this year is one log for all ages. So that'll be children, teens, and adults will all have one log, and they have a bottom section to determine their age. And then decorations this year will feature various game accessories like oversized cards, dice, and board games to get into the festive spirit so we can game on. All right, so this is a sneak peek at our reading log for this year. As you can see, the bottom half has the part that we cut off for drawing tickets, and then it's sticking with our theme of level up at your library. And it's designed as a convenient all one page for all ages with both log and program listings. We've also updated the paper selection to make it more easily writable based on feedback from last year. All right, so programs and events. This year we have 4 large events, kickoff, 2 midsummer events, and a finale. And then we're gonna be sticking with embracing a gaming theme for all of our programs and events. For summer this year, we have 4 large events. The Roseville Arcade Kickoff, Glowing Baddie with NorCal Bats, Jordan the Science Wizard, and our Bright Beats finale party, which I will touch on more shortly. We also have 12 other programs for all ages. In addition to the larger signature events, we will have our summer STEAM days, which have been very popular and include science and engineering principles into the activities. There will be intergenerational bingo events, crafters corners for ages 16 plus, the return of Blizzard in June, and some board game events. We are using our Level Up at Your Library theme throughout our programs and events by incorporating engaging and educational gaming aspects in many of our programs this year. All right, so these are brag tags. Brag tags are a small waterproof Teslin tag around 2 inches long. They are roughly the size of a military dog tag. They come in a variety of styles, but ours feature commonly read and beloved youth book covers. Brag tags work like a visual portfolio of achievements, somewhat akin to like scout badges. Collected and displayed so they can be admired, they remind our readers of their progress and success. Brag tags foster a sense of accomplishment and encourages readers to continue on and set new goals, and are simply fun to collect, similar to trading cards and such. So why are we changing? We're changing because brag tags promote library resources. The library has a lot of free books and formats, including Vox and Wonder audiobooks that children can read along with, graphic novels, and nonfiction. It also encourages families to come into the library more often by providing opportunity for rewards along the way instead of just at the end. It adds a gaming element similar to our theme this year, allows us the opportunity to explore new incentives and experiences for readers, and also they're just fun. Kids enjoy collecting, and we will offer 52 different styles this year to encourage completing the program again and again this summer. Okay, so this is the Roseville Arcade. This is our kickoff event. The event is a leveled up carnival of games with Mayor Bernasconi opening the event for us with a few words about the importance of Summer Reading Challenge. The event hosts a huge variety of activities, including Pikachu's Putt-Putt Golf, which is a 6 crochet style golf challenge, taking pictures with Pikachu, 2 crafts, a variety of games like Put the Book on the Shelf, which is a rendition of Pin the Tail on the Donkey, and large-scale board games taped off the floor. The UEC's Imagination Playground Blue Blocks, Story Time by the Wonderful Katrina, face painting, an ice cream truck for purchase, and chances to win a variety of fun prizes through the event's drawing, including games from Lakeshore Learning, Placer County Fair tickets, and a chance to pie staff as one of our event finales. And of course, we'll be giving out a steady stream of summer reading logs. It's going to be incredible. So our 2 midsummer events are Glowing Baddie and Jordan the Science Wizard. We're excited to welcome back 2 performers who have had success with our library before. NorCal Bats will provide a presentation on bats. This event last year brought in 550 patrons. So we're happy to bring this event back this year to see how it goes. NorCal Bats returns, in addition to this show, we're having a fan favorite, Jordan the Science Wizard, to perform at our libraries. Only this time he is introducing a new show, the Electrosonic Spectacular. This show will feature sound and electricity demonstrations, Van de Graaff generator, theremin, sulfur hexafluoride, Foley sound effects, movie sounds, a plant sonificator, which plays music from plant electricity, and Tesla coils. And the finale is the library's chance to celebrate all the amazing work done by our young readers. Families will get a chance to dance and celebrate the end of Summer Reading Challenge 2025. Bright Beats will be a neon low-light dance party with black lights, a disco ball, glow sticks, and some great beats provided by School of Rock students and our PRL department's resident DJ. An important thing to know is August 2nd is the official end of Summer Reading Challenge, but brag tags or book voucher prizes can be picked up and drawing entries accepted through Saturday, August 9th. So the Friends of the Roseville Public Library are our primary year-round sponsors for all the many wonderful library programs we have shared with you over the past few months. This year, the Friends also received a generous donation from Quality Technology Services, to whom we extend our sincere appreciation for co-sponsoring the summer reading program this year. And I also included a page here with the Summer Reading Challenge donors. So we just want to extend our appreciation to all the Summer Reading Challenge donors as well.
All right. So another new addition, all right, if you're not already excited, is we've added our own rendition of we're calling it the Summer Lunch Outreach, and it's a remixed adaptation of the California State Library's Lunch at the Library initiative. Our library was able to participate in the full grant last year, and we've chosen to take the best of it and fine-tune it to a tailored experience for our community that's a little more fine-tuned to what our community engagement goals are and can highlight the program's particularly summer reading. So why did we choose to adopt it? This year, the state library's Lunch at the Library program funding was reduced, and they told us that at the beginning of the fiscal year. And so in light of that, we chose to opt out of redoing the official grant this year to allow other libraries the chance to participate, because we were blessed with a friends group who's really robust and supportive. And so instead of the full grant, we participated with our Friends of the Roseville Public Library group, who's generously supported the funds that provided it. So yay for them. The purpose of this outreach is to serve families and children, particularly those in underserved areas, by sharing valuable library resources and services, promoting the joy of reading and participation in the Summer Reading Challenge, and to build connections with our community partners that may attend the summer feeding sessions, such as Big Brothers Big Sisters, who regularly participate, as well as families in some of these neighborhoods. And of course, we just want to increase the library's visibility and foster a sense of community. The summer, a little bit more about what it is. So as you can see on the slide, these are outreach events to Title I schools that are, the district will tell us where those are. And we're making efforts to promote the summer reading program, and then towards the end of the summer, we're promoting all of the back-to-school resources so that they're aware of how we can help them. Like, we have tutoring, all kinds of great things. So our approach to this outreach, recognizing that the primary reason families are attending this is to eat, and we didn't want to interfere or take away from that important functionality. And so we purposely and very intentionally planned our offerings with that in mind, so that it would fit into the limited time that families have to eat, and they wouldn't feel like we were distracting, but that we were instead enhancing their experience, providing opportunities while family members are finishing eating and whatnot. So what we are doing is staff will visit the Roseville City School District selected food service sites a total of 8 times this summer. At each site outreach, we will be handing out these snazzy takeout bags, kind of going with lunch food. And what's included with that is a variety of take-home activities that coincide with the gaming theme, as well as kind of like lunch. Our Roseville Public Library newsletter to school sites and homeschool families. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. A variety of new or gently used books. We've got tanagrams, as some of the activities involve tanagrams to, again, keep brains moving. And I also wanted to give a shout out that many of the books that were provided were from a spring book drive that was hosted by our library's teen advisory board. So they were also involved in this and being part of their neighborhood. So in addition to the bags that we'll be able to give out, so it's all kind of easy to take with them if needed, we'll also be able to provide oversized games like Jenga, Connect Four, Scrabble, or we have this new Tetris, which provides opportunities for light, engaging play and for them to, again, experience the fun of the library while members of their family are finishing eating. Again, we wanted to support and not detract. Library members, of course, are on site, so we can answer questions about the program or other library-related things, and service opportunities and whatnot. So all of this, again, can be easily taken away to allow caregivers to share them with children who may not have been able to attend in person, which is something that's not allowed under the state grant guidelines, which is one of the things we really wanted to access was just being able to reach people even when they're not there on site. What families will receive, again, it's the take-home bag, books and games, our summer reading challenge log, of course, access to our games, and lots of enthusiasm for reading. We are proud to collaborate with the Roseville City School District Food Services to make these outreach events possible. And again, a thank you to the Friends for providing the funding to do so. This partnership allows us to foster a love of reading, build community connections, and ensure that families and caregivers are aware of the incredible resources the library has to offer, all while enjoying a joyful and nourishing summer experience. So summer reading fun for everyone. So again, the games are on beginning June 2nd through August 2nd, nice and tidy, easy to remember. This is for all ages. A lot of people remember it's for kids, but we want parents and teens to model for their children. So please come, please participate, please tell your neighbors. You can see the summer reading site website on there. All of the goodies that we just talked about are listed on there. We look forward to welcoming the community to the Roseville Public Library locations for a really exciting summer, probably one of our best. All the events that we have. This summer, visitors can enjoy a wide variety of resources and activities, including books, movies, audiobooks, STEAM kits, adventure backpacks, California State Park passes, story times, special performers, and extended hours in July and August to provide free air conditioning spaces and all those other goodies during some of our hottest months. Plus, there's programs for all ages and plenty of prizes, including those Placer County Fair tickets and our new backpacks. By participating, families not only enjoy a fun-filled summer, but are also helping children retain and strengthen their academic skills that they've worked so hard on throughout the school year. For those who aren't able to visit the library in person, we hope to connect with them through the Summer Lunch Outreach Program. And again, a thank you to our co-sponsors and our donors. Here's to a leveled up summer of fun as we read, imagine, and explore. We'll see you at the library. Thank you. I'm open to questions.
Thank you so much. I'd like to open this to the board for comment.
Your enthusiasm is just so contagious. I can't wait. And I think your theme is spot on. I think it will really hopefully draw in some kids who maybe don't think of themselves as readers. So kudos to you all for your hard planning. And I think the brag tags are really brilliant too. I can see my girls wanting to, gotta catch them all, like Pokemon, right? Gotta get all the brag tags. So that's really wonderful. And I'm glad to see the bat event has been moved. I went last year when they did the hustle to the bigger room, and even that wasn't large enough. Yes. So really smart to bring it to a larger location.
Really on it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Quick note on the brag tags is we have them here too for.
We're also up to 59 designs, including a finisher design for the ones as they go through. It's custom. So every year we could have a new one. So, yeah.
Are any of the designs made by the potential participants, or are they all images of books that are popular?
They're a homage to the original book designs, but they're created through a website called School Life. And there's a whole bunch of them, and we're just given a starting point. So there's tons of room to grow, and we have other programs in mind that we haven't unrolled quite yet, but we have kind of that theme, so they would be able to continue on in some of our future programming as well.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I just have to commend you guys. Oh, let me pass the brag tags on. I mean, wow, that was so much information, and I can only imagine the amount of hard work and dedication that went into all of that planning. And really just have to commend you guys for that. I wrote down all the events. I feel like my child will love the glowing baddie. That sounds so fun. I'm so excited to attend these things as just, a member of the public, and see all the events. But I really also want to know how you managed to convince staff to be pied in the face. If that was like a real volunteer, like a voluntold situation. But the program sounds amazing. I work in education in my regular 9-to-5 job. And so programs like this are so, so valuable to a community. So thank you for all your hard work.
We had staff request to be able to do the pie, so they were game for it.
Good to know. Good to know.
Bunch. Any other comments or questions?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, please.
I just want to reiterate what my fellow board members have said. This is so exciting. I'm excited for brag tags. I don't have kids. I'm excited about brag tags. And I'm really, really pleased that you're continuing the summer lunch outreach, and I really appreciate your thought process to how you've gone forward with that and using the Friends of the Library funding in order to let other libraries participate via the state program. So, excellent work. Thank you. Both of you, all of you.
Can't wait to see them.
Thank you so much. I will close board comment and open this to public comment. I will close public comment. Next on the agenda is item 5.4, library programs, story time with librarian Katrina Brady.
Here to be dazzled.
No pressure, right? Ooh, I'm small. There we go. Okay, can you hear me? Yep. Perfect. Okay, thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm really grateful to be here because I get to talk about one of my very most favorite things in the whole wide world, story time. And I honestly couldn't be more excited to tell you all about it. So when people hear the word story time, they usually think of someone reading a book to a bunch of toddlers. But what we're doing is so much more. It's about building early literacy, creating safe and joyful spaces, supporting school readiness, empowering caregivers, and hopefully helping shape a whole generation. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through what makes our Storytime so impactful, and then spotlight each of our core programs to show how they serve our community in powerful and intentional ways. Storytime isn't just about reading books. It's about so much more. It's about empowering caregivers to support early literacy, modeling how to connect through play, and helping children build the skills they need to thrive in school. We serve a beautifully diverse community, and our programs are designed to reflect that, creating spaces where every family feels seen, supported, and welcomed. Everything we do is rooted in kindness, joy, patience, and intentionality. And the best part? These high-quality programs are completely free, open to every family, no matter their income, background, or ability. Kids are growing up plugged in, and Storytime helps them plug into people. We're seeing toddlers get handed tablets before they can even talk. That's not a judgment, it's just a reality. But we're here to offer something better. Storytime gives families a chance to be fully present, to look each other in the eye, to share a laugh, to build real-world attention spans through play and connection. We're not just modeling early literacy for kids, we're showing caregivers how to slow down, tune in, put their phones down, and really show up. Because if we're going to compete with the screens, we all have to up our game. We make Storytime interactive because kids learn best when they're part of the action. When they get to move, shout, clap, and jump, they're not just watching, they're doing. If a child hears the word leap and sees everyone spring into the air, they learn what it means and how it feels. By combining movement with language, we support brain development through multisensory learning, which boosts understanding and memory. But even more than that, it brings grown-ups and kids closer. When a child sees their adult leap and laugh and play, they know That's my person. That's the fun one. That's the one who I can be silly with. And in those moments, relationships grow stronger. When grown-ups show up and join in, when they sing and dance and laugh with their kids, it's powerful. Kids don't just learn that books are fun. They feel their grown-ups' joy. They feel seen and safe and cherished. And when a child feels loved like that, learning doesn't have to be forced. It follows naturally. But it's not just about the kids. When we keep caregivers engaged, they model engagement for the children. They show them what it looks like to be present, to be curious, to be connected. Every time a parent leans in instead of checking out, they're teaching their child that people matter more than screens. That attention is a gift that we give each other, and that's a lesson that lasts far beyond story time. A global survey found that 80% of U.S. teachers feel kids aren't as ready for school today as they used to be. Many 4- and 5-year-olds struggle to recognize numbers, letters, or even their own names. At Storytime, we're helping to change that, not just by building those skills, but by empowering caregivers. We show them that they are their child's first and most important teacher, and we give them the tools to teach with confidence. We build every story time around the 6 early literacy skills that kids need to be ready to read when they start school, and our story times show caregivers how to support them too. First, there's print awareness, knowing that print has meaning and understanding how books work. Then print motivation, the revolutionary idea that books are fun. Learning to read is hard work, so we need kids to believe it's worth it. Letter knowledge is recognizing letters, and we explain to parents that kids usually first learn the letters in their own name because they're personal and meaningful. Phonological awareness is playing with the smaller sounds in words, a crucial skill for eventually sounding out words when learning to read. Vocabulary means knowing lots of words and what they mean. Imagine a child who's never heard of the butterfly life cycle and trying to sound out the word chrysalis versus the child whose parents have explained the world to them in greater detail. Which child will have an easier time? And finally, narrative skills, understanding that stories have a beginning, middle, and an end, and being able to retell them. This ties directly into reading comprehension because being able to read words is not the same as understanding stories. We also practice listening and following directions with great patience because mistakes will happen, like a child turning off my microphone while I'm handing out scarves and the parent freezing up or not paying attention. That's okay. We gently correct and guide them without shame because this is a learning space for both kids and adults. We're building focus too, little by little, because tiny attention spans are the new normal for both kids and adults. But if we can make story time so engaging that it's impossible not to join in, we can stretch that focus just a little bit more every time. These skills are crucial for kindergarten success, but the real magic happens when we show caregivers what their child needs and say in the kindest way possible, "You can do this, and we're here to help." We don't hand out pamphlets or give lectures. Instead, we weave early literacy tips into storytime in small, empowering, easy-to-digest moments. For example, we'll say, every so often, run your finger under the words as you read. It shows your child you're reading the words, not just looking at the pictures. This simple gesture teaches them that those black squiggles on the paper represent the words we speak, and that supports print awareness. We sneak the learning in so it feels effortless. No one listens when they feel like they're being lectured, so we keep it short, sweet, and doable, and it works. Parents tell us and sometimes even show us how they're using these tips at home. One of my favorite recent examples was when a Storytime mom told me that her 3-year-old loved Storytime at the library, but struggled to settle down for Storytime at home in the evenings. We had just talked about how you can use songs to help transition between activities, so I suggested they try the "We're So Excited" song that we sing at the beginning of every Storytime. And it was a huge success. Now every night their family has a full routine. Dad has to play the toy guitar, Mom claps and keeps the beat, and their son sings every word at the top of his lungs. Storytime at home has turned into a nightly family band jam session and a new family tradition that they all cherish. Moments like that are one of the best parts of my job. When our Storytime families take the magic home and make it their own, it's a powerful reminder that libraries change lives. And finally, we want kids to grow up feeling like the library is their place, a safe haven, a temple of knowledge, a place where learning is fun and reading is delightful. The way we talk about books, the way we play, laugh, and dance around stories sets the tone for how children feel about learning for life. That's why we offer a variety of Storytime programs, each one designed to meet kids and families exactly where they are. So let's take a closer look. Our Read Aloud program is the most intimate and nostalgic program we offer. There are no microphones, no big crowds, just a staff member, a few great books, and a cozy spot under the tree inside the Riley Library. It's quiet, it's gentle, it's about 15 minutes, and it's especially welcoming for families whose children might find bigger programs overwhelming or too stimulating. It also gives every library staff member, even our entry-level library pages, the chance to experience the magic of reading stories and connecting with families. I created our Baby Lapsit program by building on the research-based Mother Goose on the Loose curriculum and modernized it to better fit our community. It's designed for babies ages 0 to 2, but we welcome older siblings and even encourage them to bring a doll or stuffed animal so they can join in and have their own baby to interact with and keep them engaged. During Baby Lapsit, caregivers bounce babies on their knees, lift them high in the air, read books, sing with puppets, and play with shakers and scarves. We get silly. We do rhymes like All the Little Babies, set to the tune of Beyonce's All the Single Ladies. That's so much fun. But it's also purposeful. These rhymes help babies understand how their bodies move and where they are in space, while also building memory, rhythm, and most importantly, a strong bond with their caregiver. We get to witness incredible milestones, babies clapping for the first time, taking their first wobbly steps, or even saying their first word. And the truth is, it never gets old. Watching human development unfold right in front of us is a miracle every time. It's honestly one of the best parts of my job and makes my heart feel so full. I love these babies. Our regular story time is our flagship program, a jam-packed, interactive 30 minutes for children ages 0 to 5 and their caregivers. It's a high-energy experience that families love and is intentionally designed to build early literacy skills in a fun and engaging way. We do Letter of the Day, Word of the Day in Spanish and ASL. We have puppet mascots and songs, flannel boards, shakers and scarves, finger plays to build those fine motor skills, songs, dancing, and we even boogie down to toddler techno to support children's gross motor development. Storytime may feel like a weekly kids party, at times even resembling a mini kid rave, but beneath all that fun and energy lies a carefully crafted, deeply intentional approach to early literacy learning. Our ASL Storytime is a partnership with the Placer County Office of Education and Sign to Me Daycare, which is a local preschool for deaf and hard of hearing children that's located down the street from the downtown library. It's 30 minutes of signed stories, songs, puppets, flannel boards, much like our regular Storytime program. This Storytime's led by Placer County Office of Ed staff, and our library staff is right there, fully engaged as members of the audience, modeling participation for the caregivers and helping everyone feel welcomed. We also help provide books, puppets, flannel boards, and props to support the program, and we're so fortunate to have Nathan Garcia, who's fluent in ASL, helping make this experience even more meaningful to our families. We partner with the Fountains of Roseville to bring our signature Storytime program to a broader audience. These events draw 250 to 500 at the Easter Bunny one recently, attendees per session, many of them connecting with the library for the first time. We present the same engaging, interactive experience as our in-library story times, simply adapted for a larger setting. In return, the Fountains provide $75 per event and $200 in gift cards each quarter, which we use for reading and art challenge prizes. Altogether, this partnership generates over $1,500 in annual funding to support our programs. It's a true win-win. The Fountains benefits from increased foot traffic and visibility, and the library expands its reach and impact. And one of our most unique programs doesn't happen inside the library at all. It's our story walk at Maidu Regional Park. This outdoor reading experience features 20 panels, each showing a page from a picture book. Families have to walk the trail to see what happens next, making reading interactive and suspenseful. It infuses play into literacy. It gives children a chance to experience books in a whole new way. Some kids don't even realize you can read outside. The book changes quarterly, and next up is an I Spy book to add even more discovery and fun, and to gamify our reading, just like our theme. We currently offer 11 story times per week and twice monthly outreach story times from May through October at the fountains. This consistency helps families build routines, and those routines build relationships. We're on track to offer 620 story times this fiscal year, with over, I just checked the number today, 33,000 attendees so far. These numbers are exciting, but what they truly represent is trust. Families return again and again because they know story time is worth it. Last year's PRL survey made it loud and clear. Residents want more story times. We're thrilled to respond by expanding our Baby Lapsit, regular story time, and library read aloud offerings in the near future. And that's not all. This summer, we're teaming up with PRL Aquatics to bring story time to the pool. Join us for Read with the Conductor at Johnson Pool, happening one Saturday each month during parent and taught playtime. A library staff member will read a story, share a train-themed songs on the guitar and harmonica, while families splash and play in the newly renovated pool, featuring a brand new train-themed water feature. I know, right? When we delight in children, they learn to delight in themselves. We're doing more than reading books. We're building brains, building families, building library users, and building community. We're doing it with joy, with research, and with so much love, because when we delight in children, they learn to delight in themselves. So come see the magic in action. You are warmly invited to any of our story times. I promise you'll laugh, you'll dance, and you'll leave feeling a little more hopeful about the future. For more information about our Storytime programs, please see our website or social media pages. And that concludes my presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. I'd like to open this to the board for comment.
I just can't stop smiling. I mean, it's outstanding. I want to adopt a 2-year-old or something.
I have one you could take. No,
Here we go. Here we go.
no, I was just going to, as someone with a 2-year-old, the story times are, no, I don't even have words to say how amazing they are. We attend the Monday one in the evenings fairly regularly. They were wonderful. I brought my son to them while I was on maternity leave, and he would just sit in the infant car seat, completely unaware of where he was. But again, like you mentioned, it's not just for kids, it's also for their caretakers. And, you know, some days I just needed to get out of the house.
That's right.
And they are amazing. I'm so excited to hear about how, you know, any plans to expand or enhance them in the future, and definitely wrote down the summer ones at the pool. I think that sounds really amazing. So again, and I love the slide that said library kids become library adults, because that's 100% true. So thank you.
Thank you.
And if you've never heard Miss Katrina read, she will change your life. I thank you guys so much for these programs. Just like what Nora said, sometimes you need to get out of the house, and it supports the caregiver, the child. It teaches you how to help your child learn. And for so many young families who are new to the area, that can be your village. If your village is no longer local, you can find your village at the library. So I just really appreciate that asset that changes lives and families. So thank you for your passion and your heart. It's incredible, and we're very lucky.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to do story times. It's my favorite.
Okay, I'd like to open this to public comment. I will close public comment. Next on the agenda is item 5.5, Libraries and Culture Report with City Librarian Narinda Sufi.
Thank you. how exciting, all these programs and everything the library is doing. I'm going to talk a little bit about the federal and state budgets, just to give you a bit of an overview where we are. I shared a little bit in the last meeting, and since then, what we have. On May 5th, the State Library received a notification from the IMLS saying that their grant for the current fiscal year had been restored, and that they intend to issue a partial payment for the fiscal year that begins July 1st. However, none of these payments, they have been made to California as yet. Other state libraries have received their award letters for the next year, totaling about 50% of their current year's allotments. Considering all this uncertainty here, the State Library has decided to put a pause on many, many programs. So they won't be continuing any of the programs which were funded through federal funds. How that's going to impact us, as I shared in the last meeting as well. So we don't have many grant programs funded through the federal funds. However, we have one program which provides online services. And the online service which we have is a New York Times subscription. So we are working with other libraries currently, and the Khalifa, which is a nonprofit library membership consortia. So they are looking at it, what will it take for other libraries to use their own local funding to continue the subscription. So I will keep your board updated on that. Very generously, our friends also shared that with me, like they would like to know if they can support that. I'm hopeful one way or the other we will have some support, but right now we don't know what that will look like, but I'll keep you posted on that. At the state level, in May revision, the governor does not propose any further cuts to the two popular programs which I shared the last time. One was Lunch at the Library, and the other one was the California Library Services Act. So Lunch at the Library, we don't have any grants through that program. These two programs were cut by 50% in the last budget, which was 24-25 budget. However, moving forward, there are no further cuts to these programs. They will continue, but they haven't been restored as well. CLA, which is California Library Association, they have been requesting the legislature to kind of provide the funding restoration for these programs because many, many libraries actually do benefit from them. As far as the California Library Services Act is concerned, we definitely benefit from that program because all our ebooks platforms are funded by that program. So that's definitely something we are keeping close eye. Successful programs, new things are coming, but some programs which have been really successful. Alongside summer reading, the staff has tried the spring reading as well. I think this was second year for spring reading, and just about kind of under 2,000 logs were distributed. And what I mean by logs, that means that many people wanted to participate in that program, which is great because summer has been always very popular, but it's nice to see people are also participating in a spring reading as well. Hopefully one day we'll have winter reading as well, so that'd be nice. And the Culture Without Borders series that continues, and the next program which we have coming up is the Lantern Festival, which will be happening on Saturday, May 24th, and that is at Maidu Community Center from 10 to noon. A celebration of the various Asian Pacific Islander cultures, including hula dancing and taiko drumming, and very many crafts, music, games, and snacks. So that's kind of the program will entail. The staff just mentioned about the Teen Advisory Board Group. They are doing wonderful, wonderful things. They did that drive and received so many books, which we will be using for the lunch outreach. But they're also hosting one of their other programs where they are bringing in teachers to help with the study sessions in preparation for high school final exams. And they are doing like the sessions from May 21st to 23rd, which to me is just kind of wonderful initiative where your teens from your city are participating that and taking the library objective further and helping other teens. On a library staff, we have 5 new staff members joining us as a seasonal page. Those staff members will start next week. And it's because summer is always a busy period, so they will help us with the summer reading program from June. And as I mentioned, we're going to have extended opening hours during July and August, so they will help us with that too. Our longtime and beloved librarian, Sarah Schlehofer, who was here, I think, a few meetings away. She's retiring soon. She's going to leave us end of June. She will be missed. we are sad, but we are very happy for her. We have already started the hiring process for that position. Moving forward, the new position will be focusing more on children's programming. So it won't be like what Sarah did, but it's more children's programming. In cultural arts, we had a rededication event on April 12th for the Weber Park, which has been renovated and looks beautiful. But to make it even more beautiful, the cultural arts team, they have added a very colorful hopscotch art walk mural. It's called I Am Hopscotch, and the artist is Matt Tremmel, and it makes the park space like more engaging and welcoming. So if you have a chance to visit Weber Park, it looks beautiful. It's so nice colors. That concludes my report. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. I'd like to open this to the board for comment. All right, I will close board comment. I'd like to open this to public comment. I will close public comment. Thank you. Moving on to the next section, which is adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Sure, I move to adjourn.
Thank you, Barbara. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the May 19th, 2025 Library Board meeting is adjourned at 7:02 p.m.